Garage. I want to thank everybody that's subscribed so far. If you haven't, go down there, hit the subscription button, notification bell, or just check back on the channel once in a while. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that views my videos. I'm now monetized, which means I have some income coming in from doing YouTube videos. It's not very much, but every little bit helps. I am not sponsored by anybody, even though I'd recommend companies. And one company I'm going to recommend is ProTorque. I will leave a link to their website down in the description box. So always check the description box, and also always check the comments section, because sometimes I leave things out in the video or forget about them, and I like to I'll try and put them down there in the comment and description box. So anyway, as you can see, the trans is all together. The only thing I was waiting on is the torque converter and the magnet. ProTorque got it out to me right away. They're saying it'll be here today. They only shipped it yesterday, and it's coming from Philly, which is about 2.5 hours from where I live. So maybe it will get here today. I'm hoping it does. If not, if it gets here tomorrow, that's great too. I didn't think I'd get it till next week, but I emailed them and they got it out. So looks like I'm going to get it either today or tomorrow, which means I'll be able to get this sucker in. Anyone who's not familiar what went on with this transmission, I will rotate the transmission around and show you what caused this transmission to fail. So just hold on. Okay, if you look here, this cover goes over the governor, and it's held on by this clip. Earlier versions of the 700R4 actually didn't have a clip that held this cover on. They just epoxied them on or Loctited them on. When the transmission failed, it had massive fluid loss, and until I got into the car, I didn't know what to expect. But so I didn't know if maybe I cracked the transmission case or the drain plug fell out or what happened. But anyway, when I got it home and I got it up on jack stands and looked underneath, this clip here was missing. This is a new one I got off of eBay. This cover was laying on the exhaust pipe, just dangling there. And what happened is all the fluid pumped out of here, and that caused the transmission to burn up. If you check out my other videos, you'll see where the planetary literally self-destructed down to nothing. There was absolutely nothing of the forward planetary. And the rear planetary, that was on its way out. So I replaced all those components. I upgraded them to the 5 pinion planetaries. So they have 5 planetary gears where the factory ones were 4. They're supposed to be better. We'll find out. I probably don't need them for the amount of power I have. I probably could have got by with 4, but that was out there. And I put this cover on. I made sure I used Loctite on it to hold it on. And I added a little bit of a Loctite to the where the clip is held on too, so that should hold that. I actually thought about JB welding it and all sorts of other options too. So hopefully this will never come off again and cause that. One thing while we're on the subject is the pan. Don't over torque these pan bolts. I always follow the factory service manual. You can see, I don't know if you can see right here, I have a couple that are left loose, and that's because that's where the bracket for the shift cable is going to go. Like I said, I'm just waiting on that torque converter. In the meantime, all I can do is do things like the bell housing bolts. I'll hit them on the wire wheel and clean them all up and make sure the threads are all clean and clean up underneath the car. I already took all the wheels off and cleaned them. Those were all covered with transmission fluid, the whole underside. I cleaned it best I could. The exhaust was completely covered and transmission fluid. I cleaned all that up. And you know what? While this is out, maybe I'll turn this trans around and show you what the C-beam on a C4 Corvette does. So hold tight. Okay, here it is. 4L60 or 700R4. They changed the designation, I think, in 88, 89. But that's the transmission. This is the C-beam that's in a C4 Corvette. In case you're wondering what that looks like, that's it. It supports the tail shaft of the transmission, and it supports the nose of the differential to keep the differential from twisting under torque. Most conventional cars that are front engine and rear wheel drive will have a beam that goes across longitudinally like this, and some way, either if it's an independent rear suspension, it'll have some way of supporting the snout of the differential, or it'll be a live axle, that solid live axle that just goes up and down and moves with the drive shaft. A C4 Corvette drive shaft will go, of course, here inside the C-beam, and everything will be supported by the C-beam or torque arm. Some people, I see some people call it a torque arm. Everyone that owns a C4 Corvette knows everyone calls it a C-beam. And there's other cars that use a similar design. I think Miata is one of them, believe it or not. C4 Corvettes, if you're not familiar with them, came out in '84. They ran from '84 through '96. And that's how that supported the transmission. It's probably that C-beam. I have heard of these being bent if you make a real high horsepower engine and do a real hard launch. I've heard of them twisting. You got to make quite a bit of power to do that. This is actually very light. I don't know what the weight is. Maybe I'll weigh it, and I'll leave the weight up there, what it is. But it's very light. And let me move this camera a little bit over here. If you find, they used to also from the factory, like this one here I cleaned and painted up a long time ago, but they used to come from the factory with a rubberized matting like they use on for insulating noise, sound deadening your interior of your car, similar to that, and it was glued to the outside. High mileage ones will usually, it'll be missing because it came off, and if you get a low mileage one though, and you'll probably still see that on here. And they didn't do it on old years. They didn't do it in like the first year, '84. I think they added it later, and that was to dampen the frequency of this aluminum beam. Like I said, it is very light and stiff, so there's probably some type of harmonics going in there. But that's what's unique to the C4 Corvette, in case you're curious how that transmission is supported. And this teal housing is also specific to C4 Corvettes out of old, because the 700R 4L60 transmission was used in a lot of GM vehicles. But the C4 Corvette is the only one that has this style teal housing, specifically made for the C-beam. Well, I hope that was informative for you. In the meantime, I'm waiting for that torque converter to come. I'm hoping it gets here today, if not tomorrow. And I'll have another video up hopefully by then. I'll probably just end this video here and update you on that. Like I said, that torque converter is coming from Pro Torque. This is the first time I'm using their torque converters. The last torque converter I used, that was from Edge Racing. I don't know if you can see that back there on the floor, but that, as far as I'm concerned, that's still a good torque converter. It was a very good torque converter as far as I'm concerned when it was in there. It was a 2400 RPM stall converter. The problem is when this transmission went, all the pieces and bits went through the fluid and probably went inside that torque converter. I actually don't think much got in there, but it ain't worth taking the risk. I could have sent it out and had it cut open and cleaned and all that. Maybe I'll sell it real cheap, and somebody wants to do that, they can. But it's to cut it open, and for a 2400 RPM stall torque converter, it's not like one of those real high-end torque converters that I'm getting, because this isn't a real high horsepower car. If you get the real top-end torque converters, you're talking well over $1,000. This one isn't. I forgot what the price is. I'll try and leave a link. Oh, like I said, I'll leave a link to their website, and you can look it up. But it was just worth it to just get a new one and not take a chance with the old one. So, because you don't want a bunch of grit going through a fresh transmission build. So, like I said, hopefully I'll have the torque converter today, and being an old guy, I won't have it all together today because it's just, I just can't do it. You know, if I was young, I could probably do it, work into the evening and do it. But if it comes this afternoon, I might get the transmission up under the car and do that, and then up to the bell housing, bolt it up, and then stop there. But then after that, I got to do things like hook up the C-beam, the drive shaft, the header. I have to then, when removing this trans, because I have headers, I had to remove the header on the driver's side in order to make clearance to get this out. So I have to put the header back on, and of course, to take the headers off, I have to remove oil temp sensor just located just above the oil filter, and the spark plugs have to come out. So all that has to go back on, and the exhaust has to go back on. And once that's all back on, it'll be ready. I'll probably run it through the gears while it's up on the jack stands. That's what I did last time, just to play it safe. And anyway, check back on the video. I'm going to stop rambling on. Check back on the video and see what happens with this transmission. Hopefully it all works out. I want everybody to have a great day. And it's Easter weekend, so everybody have a great Easter 2022. And God bless.